think of somebody like our client Ash and her family, there was no sign of a problem. And so, like you're talking about with testing, it's kind of like if you're doing chemical testing in a room or with a product. I do a test here called a FRAT test, which is a formaldehyde release test. I can tell you within 30 minutes, down to 1 part per billion, how much formaldehyde is coming off of a specific surface. Now, formaldehyde is one of 90,000 chemicals used in the production of building materials. So I can't tell you about how much benzene's in there or how much trichloroethane's in there, or you name the chemical, but I can tell you about formaldehyde because I'm basically saying I know what I'm testing for, and here's the test for it. If you are doing an air test in a house, just as a, let's say you're interested in buying a home, and I've had a lot of clients over the years who they would hire me just to page through Zillow listings online with them, and they would ask me to look closely at the pictures to see if there's anything that I should be, or they should be, concerned about when they go to do a visual inspection in person. And then they might even bring a prism test with them and conduct an air test while they're there. The problem is, to your point earlier, if you're 4 feet away from where the problem is, and maybe there is no visible mold anywhere, but they're just generally testing air in rooms, they're really not getting a picture of what this home could be producing.
You're absolutely right. And there's a great question that always comes out of this, right? But Mike, but Andy, if I'm in the center of the room where I spend all my time anyway, how does that little problem over there that's not traveling more than a couple feet anyway going to impact me, right? I'll just stay away from that corner. Well, there's another equation that we have to discuss, and this is really what drives this fact of people not feeling well. Air moves, and you know what moves with it? Dust.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what becomes a part of our dust? Formaldehyde and mold and bacteria and viruses and fragments of those and toxins of those and residues and everything else under the sun that we breathe in. Microplastics, right? I mean, you talk about it, you name it. Everything that really exists on this planet is going to have some form of particle that can settle within our dust, becoming a part of our dust. And then as that dust circulates around the house, what happens? We're breathing that in. Mm-hmm. And so I always remind people, we've all sat near a window on a sunny day, and we've all seen that ray of light refract on the dust, where we see, wow, there's a lot of dust here. Mm-hmm. And it's almost crazy the first time that you see it, because your eyes basically adjust to just see through it. Unless the light stops and hits it, you don't even know that it's there, but it is there. And man, when you see that for the first time, you realize how much is actually there that I'm breathing in every time I take a breath. And what is in our dust is very important to know, because the more toxins, the more particles, the more mold, the more bacteria, all this stuff, the more likely we are to have issues with our body as it fights to remove it. And so that's why I tell people it's really important to first identify what organisms are there creating this environment. And this is true if you have your flooring that's off-gassing formaldehyde at crazy levels that you're just going to be breathing in. It's like, got to make that hard decision. Do I change floors here? Right. And I look at all this stuff and I tell people, I have no idea what improving your air quality will do for you. I can't tell you that it's going to cure X, Y, and Z, because that would be ridiculous. I'm not a doctor. But what I will say is I've seen the most remarkable transformations of people when they look at air quality as part of their holistic health piece. And things from really subtle symptoms like I have so much more energy, I feel younger, I feel more vibrant, awesome, quality of life. But for some people, they're near death's door, they're really, really sick, and all of a sudden Maybe they're not 100% better because that would be unrealistic,
Mhm.
but they're markedly improved, right?